What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another video from Pink Tourmaline. And in this video, I'm going to start to begin to give you guys a taste of what this channel is all about and what's at the heart of this channel, which is really trying to understand why we have been placed on this planet. And as I mentioned in my introductory video, a large component of the material that I'm going to use to kind of understand why we're here, what we're doing here, what our individual purposes are, is going to be near-death experiences. And the reason why I think near-death experiences as one of many means to an end, as one of many ways to connect with the divine and understand why we're here, is because these are people leaving their bodies, having these spiritual experiences, connecting with the source, and then coming back and remembering these experiences and telling us about them. Now, why does that resonate with me? If we think about pretty much all religions, what do they comprise of? They comprise of an individual, maybe a set of individuals having these spiritual experiences, connecting to source in some way, whether via meditation, whether via some other experience, and then coming back and retelling humanity about their experience and what they saw and what they make of it in terms of conveying what is the purpose of life. Now, my main thesis is simply that it wasn't several chosen people long ago that had these experiences and now they are off limits to the rest of humanity. My contention is that these probably happen more often than we think. A lot of people connecting to source in various ways, whether it's through other experiences or near-death experiences or whatnot, and then relaying that information back to the rest of us. And I think we don't all go through that because maybe we don't all need that, and maybe that's not everybody's journey on this planet to convey what this is all about. For the majority of us, I imagine it's simply to be in this experience, live this life, and do the best we can with this life. But anyways, as we decode this mystery and try to understand the answer to this question, which I think a lot of us assume is unanswerable, which I actually don't think is the case. Without further ado, I'm just going to go through a compilation from the Next Level Soul podcast, an amazing YouTube channel that I absolutely love, just to give you guys a sequential glimpse of a number of people answering that question, what is the purpose of life? Let's start off here.
And what is the ultimate purpose of life?
Manifestation, expression, individual and collective. Infinite mind had nothing to do except be everything. And it could, why not?
So there's one example. And I love that because at the end of the day, it's simpler than I think a lot of us make it out to be, as opposed to passing a set of tests or living by these particular tenets. It's simply to be is essentially what my takeaway is from that gentleman's statement. Let's watch another one.
And the sole purpose isn't necessarily going to come in that you're going to be world famous or you're going to make $1 million tomorrow, right? Like, I know that I should be this famous whatever. I'm going to spend the next 365 days pulling myself back to the very best version of myself.
And again, it's individual. I don't think reaching, for example, as we see a lot of folks maybe in the celebrity sphere or whatnot, it's not necessarily about being this ultra famous person or reaching these heights of business or financial success. I do think there's something to be said for it being individualized. And in a lot of cases, when we dive deeper into some of these near-death experiences, you're going to see that what a lot of folks come to this final conclusion of is that we had a specific goal set out in mind before manifesting in this life and in this experience and in this universe, in the physical universe, with particular challenges that we're meant to face and overcome for the betterment of our spirits, for our spiritual evolution. Let's watch another one.
And what is the ultimate purpose of life?
It's a school. It's lessons. The ultimate purpose is to advance the knowledge that our souls possess so that we can move forward and move up.
And this is another theme that comes up constantly with a lot of these experiences, is that it's an evolution, and the evolution occurs through learning. And so what's happening here is we're learning from firsthand experience, pain, triumph, challenges, etc. And through the process of these experiences, we're essentially evolving our souls, our spiritual energy. And again, let me know. This is not me definitively saying anything. I'm learning along with you guys. I'm diving into these experiences and trying to extract what I can as an exploratory process. But to me, what I can tell you right off the bat is what these folks are saying in large part. The idea of being here is to learn, to experience, to grow, etc. resonates with me. And that's all I think I'm trying to do throughout this process, and asking other people to do as well, is just look deep within themselves and see, does this resonate with you on some core level? Like, does it actually make sense? Because I think the biggest issue with me is, along the ways, the mainstream religions that I have studied, I never felt that resonance. I never felt that deep connection to, like, this makes sense as to why we're here and what we're supposed to be doing. But a lot of these stories and the experiences that they recount when having the near-death experience and what they relay back as to the purpose of life, it does make sense to me. It does resonate to me, not as a list of strictures, a bunch of routines that we have to practice on a daily basis, etc. Although those could be means to an end, but the simplicity of it rings true to me in terms of, hey, we're here to do our best, to be the best version of ourselves, and to learn. That rings true to me.
And what is the ultimate purpose of life?
To remember who you are.
This comes down to a simple statement. When she says, remember who you are, what I take that to mean is, again, being your truest form of yourself, being authentic. And that is another key tenet that I've heard repeated over and over, is come to this planet and become, have essentially, it's almost like a quest of self-love, which is also emblematic of Pink Tourmaline, by the way. But another statement that you'll hear echoed or repeated throughout many of these NDEs. Let's check this one out next.
To develop your gift, because I truly believe that God gave us all gifts, and that our job is to develop those gifts and then give it away.
I've heard this also from other NDEs as well, but to me, this merges with that idea of self-discovery and then being your truest, authentic version of yourself. And the last thing I'll say is, I think it also highlights this point that we're all here to offer something different and unique. I think a lot of times when we think about gifts that we want to develop and give away, we think of maybe like becoming a famous musician or a famous actor or something in that sphere. But it may mean something completely different. That gift may have to do with our immediate family, or maybe with our local community, maybe with animals, something along those lines. And it could be a lot of things that perhaps we're not necessarily thinking about as a gift, right? We think about like musical talent, or maybe a gift in mathematics or something along those lines as a gift, but there could be so many other layers of gifts. Just a simple gift of empathy, of understanding and listening, of being there for people. Maybe it's by us triumphing over really difficult circumstances. That can be a model for other people to follow and emulate. That could be our gift.
The purpose of life is for us to learn, to come to Earth School. And Drake helped me understand it. You know, he showed me this ribbon. He showed me this ribbon that stretched from Earth out to the eternities, like way out to the furthest edges of the known and unknown universe. And on that, he dropped a single grain of sand. And he said that the single grain of sand represents your entire life on Earth. And that like rocked my world. But it also helped me understand that we need to not live within our tunnel vision here. And we need to understand that our life is much larger than what's going on here.
I think the main takeaway from this one maybe is twofold. Maybe one, also understanding our general place amongst the massive infinity of the universe and the multiverse, perhaps. But then again, coming back to that same theme, which I hear echoed over and over, that this life is about learning, not necessarily about judgment and being judged what we do right and wrong, but about us coming here and doing our best and learning through that process. Let's check out another one.
And finally, what is the ultimate purpose of life?
To return to true you and to experience the joy and the fullness of that, and to, by doing that, model for other people how to do it.
This is again now echoing that other theme of coming back to authenticity, being the truest version of yourself. So we see these themes come up over and over. And finally, we end with our last NDE, our last description of potentially what is the purpose of life.
And what is the ultimate purpose of life?
To have an experience, enjoy the journey. I do believe we reincarnate and we bring that experiences with us from previous lives into the current life, and so it's a continuous soul growth. You know,
Sure.
do we incarnate to have all these things happen to us? I do think so. So there's obviously a bigger divine plan or guide for your experience on Earth, that you are to maybe meet certain people, marry certain people, or having certain experiences. And maybe there are 5 ways you can have this experience, and you chose path number 3. right? But you're going to have some kind of experience that is then going to lead to your soul growth.
That's the gist of it right there. This idea of spiritual growth via learning. That seems to be at the heart and soul of everything. And I just wanted to share this as we begin this journey. Again, I am learning as I go, so I do not claim to be an expert in any way in terms of what is the ultimate answer to this very, very difficult and massive question. But I feel like I'm on the right track. I feel like I've been getting somewhere with, by listening to these other experiences of people having these spiritual experiences and trying to understand what they're saying in total, not in isolation, but in total. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let me know what more you want to see from me. We're going to dive deep into loads of literature, lots of other studies. Again, my aim with this channel is to take a very scientific approach, at least the best that I can offer, and explain along the way as I'm learning. So hope you guys enjoy. Make sure to click that like button if you like this video, and make sure to click subscribe if you want to see more from Pink Tourmaline. That's it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take it easy.